Introduction. He thought he had won. Wami, dressed in fine clothes, stood before his wealthy bride, ready to humiliate his ex-wife Abena in front of everyone. But when she walked into the wedding hall, something unexpected happened. Her quiet dignity silenced the crowd. This is the moment everything changed, when pride met resilience, and the true measure of a person was revealed. The broken field. Picture this. Abena stands in the dry field, dirt caked on her bare feet, the sun beating down until her neck burns. Her hands, rough from work, grip the empty harvest basket. Wami looms over her, his new silk shirt stark against the brown earth. "You are the reason I'm poor," he says. The words land like stones. He throws his hands toward the cracked soil, the failed crops. "Your shadow kills everything it touches." The village watches as he turns his back, leaving her alone in the dirt. For months, the drought had squeezed them all. But where others pulled together, Wami pulled away. He counted every handful of grain Abena cooked, cursed every drop of water she drank. When the chickens stopped laying, he blamed the slump of her shoulders. When his trading business failed, he said her voice scared customers away. The truth was simpler. Wami hated how she still smiled at children, still shared her last coin with elders. That kindness made his selfishness louder. She doesn't beg when he casts her out, doesn't flinch when the village women click their tongues or when old Kwame spits near her feet. Abena smooths her frayed headscarf and walks straight past the staring eyes. Neuroscientists say rejection fires the same. Brain pathways as physical pain, but you wouldn't know it from her steady stride. Studies on African village economies show how often women bear blame during hard times, yet survive through silent networks. Abena finds hers at the edge of town. Nana's hut leans like a tired neighbor, but smoke curls warmly from the roof. The old woman doesn't ask questions. She presses a bowl of groundnut soup into Abena's hands, then points to a patch of soft earth behind the house. "The seeds won't grow themselves," is all she says. That night, Abena sleeps on a thin mat, her back sore but her breath even. Outside, the first cicadas sing. Tomorrow, she'll learn which roots heal and which leaves poison. Tomorrow, she'll save her first 3 coins in a clay pot under Nana's bed. But across the village, Wami stares at his empty house, already missing the way Abena used to hum as she lit the morning fire. He doesn't know about the yams sprouting behind Nana's hut. Doesn't know his wedding invitation, signed with a flourish, will soon slip through her door. The seeds of resilience. Hold your breath as Abena kneels in the dirt at dawn, her fingers pressing okra seeds into soil Nana taught her to revive. The old woman's lessons come slow but sure. How to test Earth's moisture. With her palm, when to whisper prayers to the roots. By noon, Abena's back aches from hauling water, her nails packed with dark soil. But by planting season's end, her patch of land bursts green while others' fields still struggle. Market days start before light. Abena ties her headscarf tight, balancing baskets of peppers and yams on the long walk to town. The first time she counts coins into her clay pot, the sound startles her, metal clinking where silence used to live. Soon her savings grow heavy enough to buy a second hoe, then seedlings for crops the village hasn't seen in years. Women begin stopping by Nana's hut, asking Abena's advice on their failing plants. Wami hears the talk at the drinking spot. "That woman of yours," a neighbor laughs, "grows food like the earth loves her." His fist clenches around his beer bottle. Later, pacing his empty house, he kicks the wall where Abena's mortar and pestle once sat. His engagement to the merchant's daughter is set, his new clothes tailored, yet her success prickles like thorns in his sandals. Anthropologists note how often women stripped of everything reinvent themselves through the land. In Ghana's north, drought-starved villages rebound when women like Abena trade crop knowledge like currency. Her stacked coins mirror findings from Nairobi's slums, where saved pennies become market stalls, become school fees. But Wami only sees insult where there's ingenuity. The wedding invitation comes on thick paper, gold ink glinting. Nana watches Abena trace the embossed letters. "You won't go," the old woman says. Abena doesn't answer. That night she sorts seeds from her best harvest. Fat groundnuts, plump millet heads. She dries them slowly near the fire, turning each one like a precious stone. When the morning comes, Abena wears her second-best dress, the blue one that doesn't pull at the shoulders anymore. She tucks the seed bundle in her basket, fingers brushing the coin pouch underneath, now too full to jingle. The path to the wedding compound feels both shorter and longer than she remembers. Wind carries laughter ahead, the sharp scent of fried plantain. Somewhere in that crowd, Wami waits to see her broken. But back in her hut, 6 new seedlings strain towards sunlight in reused tins, their leaves unfurling like open hands. The silent storm. Don't miss the moment Abena steps into the wedding hall. The chatter dies mid-sentence. Pearls gleam on wealthy necks. Champagne flutes hover half-raised. Wami's smug grin freezes when he spots her, not in rags as expected, but in that clean blue dress, her head high. Ifua, his bride, grips his arm too tight. Abena's arrival is thunder without sound. The compound is Wami's theater. He'd planned his reveal like a market auction. "See my former wife," he announces, arm outstretched like showing a failed crop. The guests swivel, merchants in embroidered caftans, their wives adjusting hats to see better. Some chuckle behind hands, others look away uncomfortably. But Abena stands rooted like a baobab. Psychologists call this the dignity paradox. When the humiliated refuse shame, the crowd's scorn twists back toward the aggressor. Wami's neck glistens under his stiff collar. She moves through parted guests, her rubber sandals quiet on the expensive rug. A Yoruba proverb whispers through the crowd. The calabash doesn't break when it falls on grass. Abena stops before Wami and Efwa, no trembling, no tears, just a steady gaze that makes Efwa's jeweled earrings twitch nervously. Then Abena opens her basket. The smell of sun-dried earth rises as she offers fat yam tubers, their skins polished smooth. "For your new home," she says. The simplest words slice deepest. A commotion erupts by the gate. 3 strangers push forward. A woman in a faded schoolteacher's dress. 2 farmers in patched shirts. "We heard she'd be here," the woman exclaims, gripping Abena's shoulders. They unfold their story like precious cloth. How Abena's drought-resistant seeds saved their village's harvest. How she taught their daughters to preserve tomatoes in ash. One farmer drops a hand-woven mat at her feet, its geometric patterns intricate. "For the woman who shares even her last seed," he says loudly. The guests murmur differently now. Wami's mother frowns at her son. A merchant's wife leans to smell Abena's rosemary sprigs. Efwa stares at the tubers in her hands, their skins flawless, unlike the bruised ones her servants buy at market. Music starts again, but the celebration's center has shifted. Under a canopy strung with golden ribbons, Wami sips bitter palm wine, his victory soured. Abena moves toward the exit, her back straight. The old gatekeeper, who's seen 50 dry seasons, touches her arm as she passes. "The tortoise wins the race by walking," he mutters. Outside, rain begins. Slow drops denting the red dust where her footprints go east, toward Nana's hut, toward land that's never failed her. Conclusion. The tale ends with a whisper and a roar. As Abena walks away from the wedding, her words hang in the humid air. "May you learn that pride comes before a fall." The guests now watch Wami differently. His fine clothes can't hide the hollowness where his character should be. Back at Nana's hut, the first raindrops tap on drying seed pods. True wealth was never in Wami's gold-rimmed invitations or Efua's silk head wrap. It's in the community Abena built. One saved harvest. One shared lesson at a time. Share this with someone who needs to remember. Dignity grows when watered with quiet resilience. Their worth isn't measured by who rejects them, but by how they rise.